Hello, everyone, and welcome to Change Bible Study. We are nearing the end of our first week together on this particular topic of praising God, from whom all blessings flow. A part of that praise, when we think about the idea of praising, we're going beyond now what might happen once a week at a worship service, maybe twice a week in worship. This is a constant. And the way that we get a constant spirit or attitude of praise, it starts with the love that He's given us. But our response is surrender. We touched on that in Matthew when Jesus said to love God with all our heart, our soul, our bodies. Romans 12 advances that same idea. That's our verse for the day. In Romans chapter 12, in some circles I've heard it said that, Jesus even said that you have not because you ask not. To take that a step further, one of the reasons why we get not is because we give not. If we want the Spirit, if we are hungering for that attitude and that power, we've got to give ourselves, we've got to surrender ourselves to that Spirit. That's why if you find yourself constantly becoming angry, irritated, depressed, or discouraged, somewhere along the line, you are surrendering yourself to a spirit of discouragement, to a spirit of adversity. You are focusing on those things, hence you bear those fruit. That's why Romans 12, it inverts the whole idea, but it's the same principle. Romans 12, verse 1, it says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. Now, Romans 12 is not just saying that the way to get is to give. If you want to get the Spirit, you've got to give yourself, to surrender to that Spirit. It even says it's a reasonable service. Reasonable. If I go into a store and I see a loaf of bread, I'm expecting that price to be in a certain range, and we all have a different one depending on our wallet or our purse or our budget. And when it's in that range, we'll buy it, not only because we need it, but it's a reasonable price. It's a fair price. This exchange of surrendering ourselves is a fair price. Why, you might ask? Does it seem a bit extreme? Not at all. Because we serve Jesus. And if He was willing to surrender Himself on the cross for someone who may choose to not accept Him, how much more should I be willing to entrust all that I have, and knowing that I can't control any of it, to one who's promised, to one who has ordained Himself to take care of me? Yeah, it makes sense to buy a 50-cent loaf of bread if it's fresh. Just like it makes a whole lot of sense to surrender your mind, your soul, and your body to someone who was willing to give up life itself for you. Until next time, please remember that change is good.